There are three types of people in the world who economically get involved in failure. Those who can afford it. If they criticise something, if they break something, they can still afford it. Our chap running Tesla, Mr. Musk, can afford to make a bid for Twitter and then afford not to. There are those who can't afford to. MPs, they get their 70 grand salary. If they get shot as an MP, that's their income over. That's a pretty hard life for them to live. And there's those in the middle who just hide. And I'm sorry to lots of people that I've met in my career, but there are people who have been lucky enough to be with companies for 20, 30 years. The last thing they want is to be criticised to a point that they might lose their career at a point when their pension is looking so good. So you have a problem when you get into a dispute. You get the arrogance of people who can afford. And I've seen that so many times, often from the supply side, but sometimes from a senior level on the client side. There are those who can't afford, those who are desperately trying to say, I know what's going wrong, but I'm being swamped by the crowd in the middle, which is typical of what's gone on in Partygate. Absolutely swamped by a group of people who just want to suppress it, and it doesn't matter that much. And I think if, again, you come back to the subject of how do you get that contract out of the drawer, how do you make the reality of what it represents, reality for everybody, every day, every week, every month, you can't do that in that type of culture, but you can do that if there's some automation that's posting it all the time for you. And that, I suppose, is what the media does in your examples. Speaking personally, I won't say who gives a damn generally. I don't personally care that much. I'm more interested in what's happening to the economy, what happens to people who are having a hard time, what's happening in Ukraine. And in the world of acting, I really can't be bothered what Johnny Depp's problem is. But in business, I've got to be bothered.
To keep up with the latest vendor ops news, subscribe here and follow us on LinkedIn and Twitter. Links in the description below.